Am I the butthole for not allowing my sister to see my son because of something she said months ago? I have 2 older siblings. My brother, 32, and my sister, 33. I am 21. I found out I was pregnant last year. Everyone was more than happy for us and congratulated us. Everyone but my sister. My sister had to basically look after me and take on a third parent role and watch me on nights my parents worked or weekends they worked. Because of that, she blamed me and hated me because I was the reason she lost her childhood. I've apologized countless times to her because this topic came up frequently, but after a while I gave up trying to make it up to her for something I had no control over. Over and over again I'd get phone calls out of the blue of her reminding me how much I effed her childhood up and had no remorse. BTW, shout out to all of you older siblings who were forced to grow up too soon and look after your little siblings. When I announced my pregnancy, my sister called me and ruined the moment by bringing up how she had to raise me, how she lost her childhood. Then, she started talking about my unborn child. Saying how I'm having my baby at an early age because I want him to raise his future little siblings like she had to. She continued on how I'd never make a good mom because I didn't grow up like she did. I finally had enough of her and went no contact. My son was born last month and everyone has gotten a chance to see him on FaceTime. My brother and parents were the only ones to see him in person. My sister got in contact with my brother and told him to tell me when she can see him. I told him to tell her she isn't allowed to see him because of the way she treated me when I was pregnant. I'm assuming she told our parents this because my dad wants me to let her see my baby. He said let bygones be bygones and stop living in the past, and my mom agreed. My fiancé is on my side. My brother is more on her side and only thinks she should apologize for what she said about me being a bad mom, which she's refused to apologize for because she insists she did nothing wrong. I'm not too keen on letting her see him still. I feel like I'm being a butthole by not allowing her to see him. Am I the butthole? Editing to add, my brother also babysat me. He always said it wasn't as bad as my sister makes it out to be. Also adding he didn't watch me as much as she did when he started to play sports. I barely remember my childhood days, I just know she stopped looking after me once I was 8 to 9. NTA, your sister is understandably angry, but her anger is misplaced. She should be angry with your parents. Your parents forced her to give up her childhood to become a third parent to you. The things she has said to you are unacceptable. She should seek therapy and apologize to you. Your parents are on her side because she is blaming you for their abuse. It's your child and your choice who has a relationship with him. You have done nothing wrong. Congrats on your little one. Her anger is misplaced. You have pretty much groveled at her feet for something you couldn't control because your parents probably don't give the same reaction you did. She's tormenting you because she sees you as an easy target. Stay strong and don't let her see your child until she either A, sincerely apologizes, no I'm sorry you feel that way, or B, gets therapy for her issues. Not the butthole. Edit to add, I would probably go low contact with your parents and brother if they keep pushing the issue. Guaranteed the first time they watch your child, she will be right over there taking pictures holding them. Not to mention, her sister seems to spend all her free time harassing her for being born. Where are the parents with the whole let bygones be bygones then lol? It's clearly not bygones, but not through any fault of ops. Person shrugging, I agree that parentification is abuse as much as anyone, but she is seriously barking up the wrong tree and her goal seems to be merely bullying original poster and making her feel guilty for being born. I don't know what else she hopes to accomplish with all this nonsense. I'm sure the parents don't address it with ops sister, as that would force them to acknowledge their part in their daughter's estranged relationship. Why does original poster have to let bygones be bygones and not the sister? That's not right. Totally agree. Not the butthole. As an eldest sibling and eldest of the younger cousins who was always put in charge of the youngest family members, I want to smack some sense into ops sister. Original poster has apologized over and over and she's still being raked over the coals for something original poster could not possibly be at fault for. Misplaced anger is one thing, but she's obsessive with it. She's old enough by now to have realized all this. I honestly think the rest of the family is enabling this behavior. They let her sister get on with all this for years, and the second original poster stands up for herself and her sister has to face real consequences for her bullying, they immediately jump to her defense? What? They sound like blame shifters who are happy to throw original poster under the bus so they don't have to take any responsibility. Not in a million years are you the here. Stick to your guns. Your sister will bully your child too or say nasty things about you to them. I know from experience how painful that is. My aunts both did that to me and said horrible things about my mom either within earshot or even right to my face. My favorite uncle is the only one who ever stood up for me, thank goodness for him. I was about to start crying and things would have been even worse if I'd let her see she was hurting me. I'm an oldest too, and not only helped with my youngest sister, but with my mom's daycare. I think it's deplorable how Ob's sister is blaming her for something she had no control over. If she can't place her anger where it belongs, then she needs therapy for sure. Don't let her into unless she starts treating you better, Ob. You aren't obligated to be her personal punching bag, and you most definitely are not responsible for anything your parents did. Not the butthole. Yeah, yikes. I did a fair amount of parenting my much younger little sister, to the point that she now considers me her parent figure rather than our actual parents, but I love her to bits and it would never in a million years occur to me to blame her for that. The responsibility for any of that lies with the parents and the parents alone. I took care of my brother a lot too. I was a jerk at the time about it, but as a grown-up I know it wasn't his fault. And I actually feel bad for the younger kids in these kinds of scenarios too, because the parents treat them like an afterthought, putting other siblings in charge in their place. It's not okay for them either. A good question because it's not gone by at all. The sister is continuing these behaviors and isn't even pretending to be apologetic. The parents obviously suck because they parentified the sister. I think original poster should go no contact with all of these buttholes. Maybe when original poster is no longer around for the sister to abuse, she might take a look at her parents. I don't think that will be the case. Original poster already went no contact with her sister after what she said, so it's already been at least 8 months. I doubt any of this will be solved without therapy. Definitely not the butthole op. Sorry you're going through this. Plus the parents are now just allowing the sister to bully original poster relentlessly. I think if the sister did so much child care to the extent that she feels this way, the parents must have been very absent from all the kids' lives. And for original poster, a 13-year-old sister is not a healthy parenting figure, not blaming the sister for that. The parents have been really neglectful here. Honestly, I can't believe the parents here. They're very happy to throw original poster to the sister's wrath and tell her to get over it, as long as they can avoid any consequences for themselves. Down to saying original poster would make the same choices their parents did. As if the whole arrangement was set up by the freaking baby herself instead of the freaking adults in the room. Older sister's resentment has been allowed to fester, unchecked, from the moment original poster was born. Most older siblings are jealous or resentful of a new baby when there's that much of a gap, but instead of addressing those feelings so she could let them go, their parents thrust their own duties upon older sister and catalyzed this whole mess. It doesn't seem like the sister has developed the normal level of emotional maturity for someone in her 30s. Sounds like her emotional maturity is still that of a young teen, which can happen due to trauma as far as I know. Not that it's an excuse, it's her responsibility to seek help and treat others right. Ob's sister needs to let bygones be bygones. The parents are misdirecting their rug sweeping, too. I agree. It's like she's being blamed for existing. That's wrong, and it's totally misplaced. Sister should be angry at the parents, not the sister, and she's held that for way too long. I know others who had to babysit siblings while parents worked, and practically raised them, but they don't hold it against the kid or even anyone anymore. It's not healthy for the sister. I wouldn't let her near my child as long as she's voicing that anger. Boundaries need to be established, maybe even counseling. He said let bygones be bygones and stop living in the past, and my mom agreed. There are so many levels of projecting here, it looks like a Super Mario game. The parents are telling the wrong sister to let bygones be bygones, when they should be apologizing to all the kids, and the sister is putting the blame in the wrong person. Exactly. The parents need to tell that to the older sister and not Ob. Original poster needs to tell parents and brother this and how she feels about the years of verbal abuse she received from sister. They need to defend original poster, not sister. Go low or no contact if needed. Actually, What they need to tell the sister is to direct her anger and blame at them for failing her and to apologize to her sister for misdirecting her anger. The parents and sister need to go into family therapy together. If I were Op, I'd make that a condition of seeing any of them. Hey yo, my parents live by this Super Mario game, too. Thanks for giving me something to laugh about when I'm pissed at their projections. It's not a bygone if it keeps happening. This isn't some really old comment that stung, this has been a lifelong campaign of blaming Op. NTA, does your sister have kids? There may be more to this, she might be resenting you for something else and using the losing her childhood as the reason instead. Let's not forget to mention that anyone who can't contact the new parents directly, probably not someone who has a right to see the baby. All this talk going through the brother and the parents. It's insane. Until she is at a point where she can call original poster directly, no baby for you. But Op, stop doing this through other family members, cut them out as middlemen and get them out of the situation. It just creates more problems. Thank you for your concern. If sister wants to discuss with me then we can arrange that, but I appreciate everyone else staying out of it. Sister, you need to direct your anger elsewhere. If you wish to have a relationship with me, we can work on that, but I'm not going to hear anything more on that subject. I was going to say something like this. The middleman brother and parents are not helping. Learned that playing the telephone game in 2nd grade, haha. Starts out as Johnny walked down the stairs. And ends with the tiger has sharp teeth. Yes. Who calls an intermediary to try to set up a visit? And it sounds like she tried to demand it, though I was a little confused by the wording of that line, so I'm not certain. If original poster blocked the sister on everything, which is why sister had to use a middleman, literally, then sister should have realized that demanding a visit with the baby is the wrong next step in their relationship. Yep. I won't waste time typing now, I will just refer everyone to your post. NTA, your parents say let bygones be bygones? They should tell that to your sister, not to you. This. Why they are letting pass free Op's sister when was angry because original poster stole her childhood, that was years ago, even though the parents were the one that parentificated the sister, but when original poster is angry at her sister for what she said, the parents are like, oh Op, you should just be forgiving about. Terrible parenting. Also, the audacity of the sister for saying she did nothing wrong after harassing original poster nonstop. Not the butthole Op. It's probably because, this way, the parents don't have to take responsibility for their mistakes. This way the daughter is not angry at them and they can feel good about themselves, while they think they're taking the high road. I think it's all about cognitive dissonance. This. I genuinely would not be surprised if the parents have been encouraging this for years because it gets them off the hook for parentifying their older kids and neglecting all of them. Telling either of them to let bygones be bygones is effed up. It's easier for the parents to just say forget the past to either of their daughters than it is for them to try to make it right. They took their older child's childhood by making her raise Op. That isn't Op's fault, but I wouldn't be shocked if the parents quietly encouraged the resentment of original poster over the years to preserve their own relationship with the older sister. If she blames original poster for her awful childhood and adolescence, she isn't blaming her parents. If the parents must involve themselves in this situation, they can start by apologizing to their older daughter for what they put her through and help her to work through the trauma they caused, not just crap out meaningless platitudes to try to guilt their children into playing happy families together without taking any accountability for the fact that they as parents let this happen. To be clear, literally none of this is Op's fault and the sister needs therapy to try to work through this and understand who the actually toxic people in her family are, but none of this is a let bygones be bygones situation and the only people who benefit from making it one are Op's parents. This comment should be on top. Exactly. Her sister is the one who can't let go of the past, original poster is upset over her recent behavior. NTA, let me say it out loud Op, you are not responsible for ruining her childhood, your parents are. You are doing the right thing when you don't allow her to see your baby, you are a mother who is protecting her child. Your sister definitely has issues that she should deal with therapy and confrontation with your parents. She wrongly blamed all of her issues, angriness, resentful feelings and frustration into you. Plus she didn't apologize to you, She thought she was right, so if you allow her again in your life, her behavior toward you won't change at all. Focus on your family, and keep people who are supporting you with only positive thoughts/attitude. Let you parents and brother know that they have to respect your no-contact decision and they have to stop pushing you. The family, let the past behind card is BS. Parentification isn't the fault of any of the kids. The parents should have apologized ages ago instead of letting this hostile attitude linger. Parentification is not the children's fault, but shouldn't Op's sister be blamed for tormenting her sister for years? And for not regretting, nor apologizing, about telling her she will be an abuser and a bad mother? Yeah, the sister definitely is way out of line. What I meant is that the parents also are to blame for the sister blaming Op, since they could have stepped up and taken the blame instead. To quote my own judgment, your sister has harassed you for years. Has she apologized? You already said no to this. Did she actually mean said apology? Did she prove that she wouldn't harm your child by lashing out? If a single one of those answers is no, I'd keep her out of your life. And if your parents are trying to force this onto you, don't trust them. There's no guarantee they won't bring your sister in while they're babysitting. Heck, ask your parents if they ever apologized to your sister. No? Then why do you have to take this stuff? NTA. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.